Well, good morning, my YouTube friends. I hope you guys are going to have a great day. Looks like we're going to have a pretty sunny weekend. I gotta love it. So that gives me some time to work on the cars, right? Oh, yeah, buddy. I got to go over and cut the grass at the junkyard. Got to cut my own grass. But first this morning, we're going to work on the brakes in the Milan. So let me show you what a mess this is. Oh, yeah. It's not quite as bad as the Mazda Miata was, but they're not good. Let's turn this around and see what we got. As always, the lighting on the cars stink. So yeah, you can pretty much see what that rotor looks like. And I can just bet, what it's gonna look like on the back side of it. So anyhow, I'm gonna get this apart, and once I get it all apart, I'll bring you back. Yeah, I think that we got our job cut out for us on this one right here. And we'll see what the other side has to bring. The front rotors, from the appearance and everything, look okay, but I'm still gonna check them out and make sure everything's okay. If you're gonna sell a car, it's gotta be safe, man. Unless you're selling it to a mechanic that knows and is aware of what's going on with it, then make sure, you got things taken care of for the ladies or the young ladies or the gentlemen that don't know anything about cars. At least make sure they're safe, if anything. So let me get this taken apart, and I'll bring you back. Well, I got the caliper and everything off. I just hope the caliper's some good. I gotta take and turn that in, but we'll see. I'll check it out. I'm gonna put a little oil on there first, a little WD-40 on it. Hopefully soften it up a little bit. But yeah, the rotor. Here's the back pad of the rotor. And get this down here in the light. You would think that, when you start hearing this, you start hearing the scraping, that you would stop and have your brakes checked out. But no, just keep on driving it. Front pad had about another 2 seconds of life left. And the rotor, yeah, it's horrible. So we're gonna need new rotor, pads, and hopefully I can save that caliper. I can't promise anything, but I'm gonna try. Man, the mosquitoes this year are just horrible. Horrible. All right, well, let me get over here and get this thing and start preparing it to get put back together, which I gotta clean this wheel off in here so it makes better contact. I need a new rotor and pads, and let's hope I don't need a caliper. All right, I will bring you back once I start getting things together here. Two good things have happened. All right, the caliper piston went in with no problems, so I'm sure it's gonna be okay. And guess what? I had a brand new rotor for my wife's old 2010 Fusion. So we're rocking and rolling now, man. All I gotta do is get some brake pads, but I gotta check out the other side to make sure I don't need a rotor for that side. And I'm guessing I should probably just buy a new rotor for it anyhow, since I've saved money on this one. Buy a new rotor for that one, that way everything's straight and even in the back on the brakes. So hey man, I'll bring you back. But the good news is I had a new rotor, so I just saved probably 30 bucks right there. So, all right, I'll bring you back when I get farther ahead. I still got some cleanup to do and stuff. Well, with the miracle of time, we got the new rotor, new pads. So, yeah, buddy. So I'm gonna go over and do the other side. I picked up another rotor for the other side. So I'll put the pads and rotors on the other side, and hopefully the caliper's good. But this side right here, I think, was the worst. And we're getting her done. Yeah, buddy. So, all right, let me get to this other side, and I'll bring you back shortly. There's no use showing you the other side because it's the same thing as this side. But I will give you updates. I can't stress this enough, guys, gals, whatever job you're doing. But anytime you put your lug nuts, don't just put them on here and run them in. Hand start them first and make sure they're hand started, because you can run into a lot of, problems. Have to take that all back apart and change your stud and everything else. It just makes it so much easier when it's already hand started. You know what I mean? And you may ask why I go in a star pattern, because that way I know what the wheels put on evenly. So, all right, I'll be bringing you back here so I get this other side ripped apart, and we'll see what we got to do today. Alrighty, I got the passenger side pulled apart, and the pads were nowhere near as bad on this side as they were on that side. So anywho, going to get this thing and get it cleaned up and get that piston pushed back in on the caliper there and get her cleaned up and get her back together. So this is a passenger side. Like I said, it's nowhere near as bad, but I'm still putting a new rotor on it because the rotor's ugly and we want a pretty rotor. So, all right, guys, I'll bring you back here shortly. And with the magic of time, we got the passenger side together. So let's get this thing together, put the tire back on it, pump up the brakes, drop it on the ground, and see how it's doing. Yeah, buddy. I need to show you this, but this car has got literally 98% of the tread on the tires, man, and they're really in good shape. So, shoot, man, that's a plus right there. They checked the tires, but they never checked the brakes. All right, I'll be back. I got a mess. Yep, I got a mess. Anyhow, I had to change the rear brakes on this thing because they were really bad. They were really in bad shape, and the pedal was really hard. And I really couldn't understand why the pedal was so hard. But anyhow, I changed the back brakes, put them on there, and I took the car for a test drive. And sure enough, brake pedal was still hard. Man, you had to stand on that thing. So I brought it back, and my first thought was that maybe one of the check valves or something like that for the vacuum brake booster might have been bad or whatnot. So I went through the brake lines or the vacuum lines and checked everything out, pulled out the vacuum line that goes to the brake booster, and I wasn't getting hardly any vacuum at all. All right, so I went back and checked over the guy that put the engine. I went back and checked over his work, and one or two things happened. All right, either this guy figured that if he'd done this, I'd bring the car back because I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. Wrong answer. I've been doing this for a long time. Or number two, it happened by mistake, and it could happen by mistake. Don't get me wrong. You pull the motor out, if you don't mark where the vacuum lines go to and this and that, you can make a mistake. But I figured it out, and what happened is this line right here, look at it going back there, that goes all the way back to the brake booster, okay? So this line was switched around. These two lines were switched around. So is what I did, I found out that I'm getting more vacuum coming out of this side than I was this side. So I flipped it back around and I hooked it up, and now the brake pedal and everything works fantastic. So the check valve, everything's perfect on it, everything works. So now I got good brakes all the way around. The front brakes were in good shape. I probably should have showed you how I inspected them, but it's over. So I appreciate it. So yeah, like I says, is that either he figured he could switch those around and I would bring it back to him so he could solve the problem, or it was an accident. And it could have been an accident. So anyhow, guys, yeah, I gotta do some cleaning and get this thing ready. But man, it sure does run and drive good. And this has got brand new tires like I showed you all around it, and this and that. I'll tell you what, I'll be right back with my thoughts. All right, I'm back. I'm done with the brakes on that car. Woohoo! Yeah, buddy. But anyhow, after I get done with this video, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to grab the Miata. I'm going to pull it in the garage. I'm going to change the tie rod in. I got the tie rod in for that, for the driver's side. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. I'll probably make another video. Let me get these glasses cleaned up here a little bit. You know what I mean? They're kind of dirty. It's kind of hard to see. I see tool me in the viewfinder there. We don't need tool me, that's for sure. But anyhow, so yeah, I put the brakes on. Everything come apart easy. Everything went back together easy. So, you know, good job, Gary. But anyhow, that vacuum switch around, I mean, I really don't know. I mean, I know this kid. I've known this kid for a long time. I know his whole family. So part of me thinks it was an accident. He switched them around an accident. Other part of me says, could be, you know, but we'll see what happens. But I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it because he did a good job on the car, man. He put that motor in it within one day and had it back to me, and I was able to put the brakes on it, and I'm just going to clean it up and let it go, man. It's got brand new tires on it. It's got, I mean, it's good. It's good, man. I mean, It's a really nice car. I might even let my wife drive that thing on rainy days with a for sale sign in it. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. But so the Mercury Milan, as I call it, it's turned out to be a really nice car. I mean, it's got a little crack in the front bumper. The hood's got a little bit of rust on it, but the rest of the car is really super clean. I mean, it's a nice, and the inside's really nice and clean, and it's a good color. You know, it's like a champagne, I guess they would call that. I'm not sure. But anyhow, I think it's ready to be detailed and put up for sale, because I think that, yeah, a little bit more money for the Fairmont. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, buddy. But, yeah, so I really don't know if that kid did it on purpose or not, or on accident, because it's not hard, because if you flip it around, it plugs in the same way. So, but, you know, when you're when you're messing with vacuum and changing engines and stuff like that, it's always best just to get a little piece of, you know, tape or whatever, masking tape, and wrap it around there and put a number on it. And then that way, when you put the engine back in the car, 7 goes with 7, 8 goes with 8, and so on and so forth. But, yeah, like I says, man, if he trying to mess with the wrong guy, because I've been doing this stuff for a long time. And, you know, I think I got a little idea of what's going on here. But anyhow, guys, I appreciate you watching. You know, I enjoy making videos. I mean, I know there ain't nothing great or nothing about that or anything like that, but gives you guys something to watch when you're at work or when you're at home bored or whatever, you know. So anyhow, I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to load this video up so you guys have something new to watch. And I'm going to go out here and I'm going to get that Mazda Miata and pull it in the garage, and I'm going to change the driver's side tie rod in, so that way that car will be safe too. And that car has been running really, really good. I mean, that car runs really good. So I'm excited about that, and I still can't find a red fender. I've been trying to buy one, but the guy keeps telling me, he goes, I can't go that cheap because shipping costs kills me. I said, yeah, but shoot, I can buy a brand new fender for $100. You know, I just have to paint it red, and I don't want to have to paint it red. I'm horrible, ain't I? But, you know, so I'm just going to end up buying a new fender and painting it red, you know. But anyhow, I want you guys to have a great weekend, have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching. I can't do it without you, man. I can't do it without you.